Yeah.
Here we are in AES Dublin.
Yes.
PreSonus. What
Yes,
are you going
indeed.
to show us today?
Okay, we've so much stuff here. We have a setup here with kind of studio orientated gear, and then we have a kind of live setup here with live desk and stuff like that. Over here we have some monitors, control surfaces, Atom, and interfaces. So
Tell us a little bit the Atom.
yes, so the Atom, we just brought this out, and it's kind of a studio production tool, but also a performance tool. We'll play back samples, drum samples, things like this, but also we'll play synths, so you can, control your synth from here. It's velocity sensitive and pressure sensitive, which means that like after you press the keys, you can kind of use the pressure to trigger different parameters. What that basically means is when you're using it live, it has lots of feel and you can kind of express really well with it. So you're not just inputting MIDI signals with this, you can actually use it to jam and to perform.
Awesome.
It obviously works really well with Studio One. You plug it in, the blue light comes on and it's all pre-mapped, but it will work perfect with Logic, Pro Tools or Ableton. You just have to kind of manually map a couple of the features.
Okay.
The main thing though is it feels really good and it's really snappy and reacts really well for production in studio, but also live at a gig. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
Also, it's only $149 at the moment in
Wow.
euros with bundled Studio One Artist software. So
What?
it's a complete production tool with software
Brilliant.
that you can kind of keep in your backpack at all times to
course.
make tunes and create.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the controller?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got Faderport. Faderport we released quite a few years ago with a single fader. It's really, really popular for us. A simple way to control all of your mix just with one fader. Then we built on that and we brought out the Faderport 8.
Sure.
Which gives you 8 faders. And then the Faderport 16 we also have available. They're all touch sensitive faders, so it means they feel really nice and you can write your automation. From these you can also control plug-in parameters and stuff like that as well, so you're not just doing simple transport.
And they're motorized faders.
Obviously motorized faders, yeah, so you can kind of navigate through your different banks of faders and individual faders and they'll actually move around.
Right. And your interfaces. Tell us about your interfaces.
Yeah, so we have a full range of interfaces from just the basic USB right up to Thunderbolt. So what we've got here today is our new USB-C interfaces. So they've got the new USB-C connector, which you'll find on the new MacBooks and stuff like that. But they're also backwards compatible to use with your old USB. So you get 2 cables with the interface.
And they're usable with Windows 10 as well, of course.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely.
But not just exclusively Mac.
No.
Okay.
It's just the shape of the connector.
Sure.
Yeah. I think a lot of things will be moving that way in the future. So, but they are backwards compatible and future compatible.
Awesome.
Is the main thing. There's 5 different models. So you've got a basic 24C, which is bus powered, right up to an 1824, which gives you 8 mic preamps. It's kind of more for studio and
Awesome.
a bigger unit. You can expand these with ADAT and stuff as well. So
Right.
you can go from right entry level right up to Pro. Then you can move on to our Thunderbolt stuff as well, the Quantums, which are pretty amazing. There's one there behind you, actually gives you, it's called a 4848, and it gives you 32 analog in and 32 analog out in one unit, plus 16 ADAT I/O.
Tell the rest of the orchestra.
Absolutely. And you can link 4 of these together, and it's crazy amount of I/O for really valuable, really good value, but also really fast latency is
So
the
you have
important
something
thing.
for everyone.
That's exactly
From
it.
a young lad going around making his own music, right
Exactly.
through to orchestra or movies or whatever you're saying.
Also, we sell a system, so you're getting the software and the hardware from us, which means that everything
comes in the box, basically.
Yeah, and everything really tightly integrates. So all of our interfaces come with Studio One Artist. You plug it in and there's some templates and stuff like that. So, sometimes you find it hard to get third-party software to work with your hardware and stuff. Our stuff just straight away comes to life and it works perfect, nice and stable. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Lee, tell us about the monitoring you have here.
Okay, so the monitors we have here are our OR series. Again, we have a full range from entry level, mid-range up to the higher ones. These are kind of our mid-range ones. They're sort of a ribbon style design. We also have AES monitors as well, so they're very, very popular for us, that are entry level monitors. And then we go right up to our Scepters, which are kind of a coax design, which are really high end, built-in processing, and very much for the pro studio. So
Give us a little more on the entry level.
yeah, so the AES range, we have a 3.5, a 4.5, an AES 5 and an AES 8. And then we have MTM versions as well, which are kind of side by side, E44, E66. they're not very much money, but they still give you the accuracy you need from a studio monitor, Kevlar cones, so you can be sure your mix is going to transfer to radio or to wherever you're going to be playing it, but not have to spend too much money, and you get small versions that work really well in your bedroom or studio, or even as a second pair of monitors, in a bigger studio, stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they're really popular for us, the AES. So this is our Studio Live 32, and it's part of a Series 3 range of speakers. So we've got a 16, 24, and 32. This is the 32, obviously, but the other versions all have 32 channels as well. So even though it says 16, it's 16 faders with 32 channels inside. So the mixers are all moving faders. They'll work as a live mixer, but also as your DAW controller. So you kind of have the whole package in one mixer, in that it's your live mixer, it's your DAW controller, it's also your audio interface built in. So it's USB 2 interface, AVB audio interface. And one really cool thing is multi-track recording to SD card.
Awesome.
So you have 32 tracks straight to SD on WAVs. You can bring this to your gig with no computer anymore. Just pop in your WAV, get your multi-track done.
And what about effects and that sort of stuff? Do you have to put them in as inserts, or do they come on board?
Yeah, so there's 4 effects areas that you can insert reverbs or delays as you wish. So you've got 4 separate sections, for effects. You've got 16 mix outputs as well, which means you can use them for auxiliary mixes for headphones or monitors, but you can change them to become subgroups for, say, extra sets of speakers and stuff like that. And you can also change it then to a matrix mix output for TV use and things like that as well. So it's really configurable and flexible for different uses.
That's fantastic. And what's the price point on that?
These start at just below 2,000 up to approximately 3,000. For
a really good price for such an amazing machine.
Yeah, there's a lot of features in there. You also get Studio One software with the mixer as well, so it really can live in your studio or become your full powerful live mixer out at gigs or theatre shows.
So you get software with this?
Yeah, so built in Studio One you get packaged with it, and also Capture recording software. So Capture is a multi-track recording software that allows you to record all of your inputs very stable, because it doesn't use any editing or plugins. It just is a really simple recorder that will record your audio with no problems. So it has some really cool features, like it will record 1 minute of audio before you even hit record. So if you miss the start of that important song, it's already recording, so it will be there on the file. So some cool things for live use.
What else have you got going on here?
Okay, so that's the desk in itself, but it's part of an ecosystem. So we've got add-on products for stage boxes, so you can use these at a gig, or you could use them in a studio to have different stage boxes in different rooms. These will connect over a network, so it's Cat5 or Cat6 cable, and you're passing audio over AVB network. So it means you can get rid of all your big heavy copper cables, your multi-cores. Now it's on one simple cable, so it's super handy. We've got EarMix, which is a personal monitor mixer. So you can have multiple ear mixes on stage, or maybe in a studio for the vocal booth, or a drummer can have his own ear mix, and he can mix his own separate streams of audio with his own headphone output. So he's got a total control for himself, and you can relax in the control booth. And then we have this network switch, which basically organizes all of your devices to one switch, and then you can configure routing from the desk for different rooms or on stage or different mixes. So it's a scalable system, and you can really build it to suit your own needs for live or in the studio.